We just came up out of Paradise Valley. The blood's pumping. You can't smoke 2 or 3 cigars and eat as much food as we did and come up out of that valley within the first 15 feet. Woo! Oh my Lord. If there's any experienced cross-country skiers that happen to be watching this, if you wouldn't mind leaving a comment, kind of explain a little bit, you know, comparing cross-country skiing to snowshoeing. I've always snowshoed, but I was kind of considering maybe getting into cross-country skiing for some winter trips as opposed to snowshoeing. I just don't know which is easier to break trail with, if you struggle more, if it's more difficult with snowshoes or cross-country skis, or I really don't know much about cross-country skiing. I think the last time I did it was about 35 or so years ago when I was 7 or 8 years old. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind leaving a comment, that'd be great. I'd love to learn a little bit about it and maybe help me decide, and maybe ask for that for a Christmas present. Hint, hint. This looks like the scene of some scary movie. Ah! Boy, these little noon to noon trips, these little 24-hour bundles of happiness. What was it, about 8 miles or so round trip is all we're doing. Was able to spend a night out sleeping at the campground or at the camping area. Even if you can't get out for a 3, 4, 5 day trip, these little trips are fun. I like them. Chris and I threw this together in a few days. It just allows you to get out, man. I like getting out in the woods. When Chris came in to make sure there was water at the shelter, what happened, Chris, when you got to the shelter the other day?
I didn't want to leave. I had to sit there. I had to force myself to go back, but
yeah, it's just fun. I mean, I'd recommend these little 24-hour jobbers to anybody.
yeah. You don't have to go out and conquer an entire trail or an entire section. If all you can do is an overnight, that's all you can do. It's about getting out, being out here. It doesn't have to be forever.
I'd recommend bringing more food than we did, though. We starved to death.
Yeah, right.
I'm about ready to puke. I ate so much.
1 night, 6 meals.
Do you know the Muffin Man? It's 12 on Sunday. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. That's a big fat lie. Backwoods cooking. Today we have a special guest. Guest? What's a guest? He's a gorilla grass. Welcome to another edition of Backwoods Country Cooking.
Cricking.
Cricking.
Cricking with a grass.